Good morning, everybody, and welcome to one of my favorite places to activate. So today I am back at Kilo 5322, and it's also W2WE006 for Summits on the Air. I am back at Sugar Hill State Forest and the Sugar Hill Lookout. So I've activated from here multiple times. In fact, this should make me the most prolific activator at this park today. I should have the most activations and by far the most QSOs. But today I'm actually here to do a dual POTA SOTA activation. It is a transatlantic summit to summit event. So I am going to attempt to get some DX summit to summits today. So we'll do both parks on the air and summits on the air. And this is a good place to activate for a lot of reasons. You're way up in the air, right? I mean, the elevation is not crazy high. We're like, I don't know, 2,100 feet, nothing crazy. But I'm the highest point by a considerable amount around here, so signal should get out pretty well. It's fairly open, so there's not a lot blocking your signal. There are all of these permanent picnic tables up here. Now, you can't drive up in here during the winter. You have to hike in. During the summer months, you can drive right up and park right in here. In fact, I've camped down in here many times. I've activated down the trail a ways here. There's some lean-tos. In fact, if you go back and watch my FX4CR video from here, you'll see I activated the lean-tos way down in the woods back here on the Finger Lakes Trail. But in the winter, you can't drive up here. You have to hike in, and it's not super warm today. It is quite chilly. It's, I don't know, in the 40s, and I'm up on top of a mountain, so it's not windy at the moment, but it can get very windy up here. So I actually like coming here and setting up because there's a good place to set up a vertical. There's multiple good places to set up verticals because we've got concrete where I can get it nice and level. Because one of the problems with putting up verticals is they like to lean and they're hard to get level. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but I've got a Wolf River Coils 17-foot whip on my Gable tripod. I've got Pat N0HR's radial field set up. I tried the magic carpet stuff, both window screen and Faraday cloth, and I had middling success with it. SWR was kind of garbage. It didn't get out real well. I'm not convinced it works all that great. I am going to mess with getting this antenna up in the air and get some elevated radials and try that. However, I wanted to run a full-size vertical today because, I'm trying to work some DX. So verticals tend to be good for that. So I didn't want to put a wire up in a tree. I kind of wanted to get out. I'm going to be running the KX2 today. And while that's only 10 watts, and I'm going to start out at 5 watts, on CW, that should get the job done. I did bring the mic with me today, which is something that I don't normally do. So normally I do not pack a mic with me. But today I did. If I can get it out of the pack here. Got a lot of junk in here. Everything's stuck on the cord for the microphone. Again, this is not something I normally do, but I did bring the mic for the KX2. So if I do decide to do some single sideband, we can. I might. We'll see. It depends on how much time we have, how quickly this activation goes, and quite frankly, how cold I get. Like I said, it is not warm up here at all. I was either going to bring, this is a Hill People Gear Backpacker Mountain Serape. I was either going to bring this or a Wilderness Innovation Osni. The Osni is warmer, but it's much, much bulkier. And I didn't feel like carrying that up here. I have 2 of those actually. They're my preferred outer layer of choice for multi-use stuff. This Hill People Gear Mountain Serape is cool, but it's a little bit thin for the weather, and it is also a little weird when you zip it up. If I put it on, I'll show you what I mean, but I don't know if I will or not. It depends on how cold I get. But I like these multi-use pieces of kit. This can be used as a coat. It can be used as a poncho. It can be used as a sleeping bag. Like I said, I like the Wilderness Innovation Osni a little better. That goes in conjunction with my Wilderness Innovation poncho, which I've got in the bottom of this pack. The Helicontax Swagman roll is actually the best designed of the bunch. The problem I have with that is twofold. One, it is fairly light, so it's not very good in cold temperatures. And like I said, it's only in the 40s today, which is not super cold. But if I'm going to sit here for a while on a radio, I might get kind of chilly. And that thing's really thin. And two, and this isn't an issue today because I am wearing a jacket, but if you're not wearing a jacket, like it's in the summer and you put that on when you first get up, because it does zip up into a full sleeping bag, the zippers will kind of chafe against your arms and it gets a little annoying. So at any rate, like I said, let me get everything set up here. Let me find a clear frequency, get everything ready to roll, and then we'll get on the air and see what happens. So I will be back in just a minute. Okay, so I've got everything set. I'm on 14.057. I've been listening for a minute. I haven't heard anything. So we will probably be good to go. It is very not warm up here. So I'm going to try to make this one relatively short. I don't want to bore you, and B, I don't want to freeze to death. Now, I don't know what kind of shape the bands are in. So when I left the house this morning, I mean, I checked the reverse beacon network before I leave, but that was a couple of hours ago. So I don't know what kind of shape the bands are in right now. They were okay earlier. We'll see. Get a little coffee in me. The other thing I'm going to caution you about is if I do get a bunch of DX calls, I'm hoping I do, but DX call signs will throw you for a loop. Right? I'm used to hearing K, W, A, and N. When you get a call sign that starts with a strange letter, or worse, a number, or even worse, has two numbers in it, those will really, really mess with your head, and I'm not used to them. I practice them, but I'm just trying to make sure everything's in frame yet. I practice them, but it's not the same as hearing them on the air live. I'm going to attempt to do this with gloves on because I am frozen. I don't know how well that's going to work. I may end up having to take the gloves off. We will see, but I've been listening to the frequency for a minute, and it seems clear, but let's just make sure. So I'm running, like I said, the KX2 today, the Bamatech TP3. I was going to bring the Bengali Expedition, but I really didn't want to hike that thing up here. It's not a super long hike, but it's long enough that I didn't want to carry a 3-pound key. All right, so I think our frequency is clear. So let's see, it is 1129, so 12, 13, 14, 1500, so we're at 15. Now that'll change tomorrow because daylight savings time starts, or I'm sorry, not daylight savings time, standard time starts, and that'll change the time. But for today, it's 1500 because it's 11:29 my time. Okay, so let's call CQ. Hopefully you can hear that side tone. I do have cell service, so I should know when I hit the RBN. I'm going to intersperse POTA with SOTA, so I'm going to work back and forth. Let's check the RBN here and see when I hit. According to this, I haven't been picked up yet. We'll see. Oh, I have. Okay. It's getting out okay. Getting out to California. I'm not getting any DX at the moment. It's getting down into North Carolina. Yep, gotcha. K5PE. He was easy to pull out because he's off. Texas. Oh, 0 beats. Eric got him. He's actually at 5'7". He'll be Illinois. Oh boy. I heard a W. Gotcha. He's booming in. Yep. I had an N in there. N. Where'd he go? Where'd everybody go? I had a pile up and then they just disappeared. And for IEE, I think. Ah, EII. I got somebody right under me. That QRM's bugging me. Somebody's just sending V's. All right, some idiot sending V's over and over again, so I'm gonna QSY. I never called QRL, that just occurred to me. Hopefully I'm not a lid now. Got so flustered by the QRM from somebody sending V over and over and over and over again that I forgot to call QRL. I became the lid that I was complaining about. Let's see if I hit the RBN here. Okay, I am on 59 now. What is going on here? All right, I may have to move quite a bit. Somebody is causing issues. I looked, I didn't see anybody else spotted on this frequency before I went on it. There's nobody on 59. At least nobody that I can see on either Parks in the Air or Summits in the Air. There could be other people, but I don't hear anybody. Obviously, those aren't the only two things going on, but like I said, I didn't hear anybody. I didn't see anybody. I did forget to set QRL though, which I normally do at least twice. N0QT. Z. Heard an SSD. Yep. Oh, he's at the 5.9 now. Yep. Oh boy. I heard it. Oh, D. Yep. N0AI, I think. E. Missed that E at the end. Gotcha. All right, I gotta. All right, so let me explain what's happening here. So I've got multiple stations calling me at once, and what you'll find is if you do this for a while, you'll find that when you start copying a call sign, you get that part of that call sign down, and now you're blocking everything else out. So I'm trying to copy the first call sign, and I've got a second person coming back to me. Now that person who's also trying to call me is my buddy Don, KC0DWZ. Now Don doesn't know that this other call has already called me because he can't hear them because he's in their skip zone. So I'm trying to work the first station while Don is trying to contact me. Now he doesn't know. And so I didn't even realize it was Don. I've worked Don a million times. I know his call sign like the back of my hand. The problem is I'd already started copying the other call. And like I said, once you do that, you kind of block the rest of the stuff out. So I worked that call, and Don assumed I was working him. I came back with a 0 call, and he assumed that was him. Now, the other thing about Don is he's got a pretty long call. It's KC0DWZ. That's a pretty long call. So when he sends it, it takes a while to get through it, right? So while he's doing that, I'm trying to work the other station, and all I'm hearing is a bunch of QRM. Now, it's not Don's fault. He doesn't know that the other station is already talking to me because he can't hear them. But this is a common thing, especially when you get in some of these longer bands where you've got big skip zones, okay? And unfortunately for Don, it happens twice. It happens once on 20 meters and once on 15 meters. And I felt bad for him because, you know, like I said, he had no idea I was already trying to work the other station when he was trying to call me. So Don, I got you in the log. You know, after I talked to you, I made sure that was you. I got you in the log. I was pretty sure that was your call that I was hearing, but like I said, I couldn't. I'd already started copying the first call. I couldn't copy the second call. My brain won't let me do 2 things at once. So if you're hunting, be careful with that one. That will happen, where especially if you're in a longer band, you might end up in a situation where there are other people calling the activator that you can't hear, and you assume they're talking to you and they aren't. So be careful with that one. So Don, I got you in the log, buddy. I appreciate the call. And like I said, for everybody out there, if you're working one of the longer bands, be careful with that, because sometimes you will think the hunter or the activator's working you when they're actually working a different hunter. So anyway, Don, thanks, man. I appreciate the calls. Now let's get back to the video. Screwed up my old man. Oh my Lord. Mm-hmm. G. Tennessee. Oh, he's QRP2. Somebody way down on the noise and I can't pull him out. Some of these are new calls to me. I'll have to verify them on the video. I gotcha. Yep. Yep. Wow. It's my first bad one. Texas. Zero Beat City. Yep. Yep. Yep, gotcha. That was KB9 RPG. KI-90. He's down there a little bit. QSB. All right, we'll call CQ a couple more times. So far, so good. Signals aren't super strong today, but they're not bad. So we'll see what happens here. I am freezing. I'm not sure if I'll do the single sideband portion or not. I might save that for a day when it's a little warmer and nicer, because it is not nice out here. The wind's starting to pick up too. What's the RBN say? Watch, as soon as I do this, somebody's gonna call me. Yeah, I'm getting west, but I'm not getting east. I'm getting out to California, up into Canada, all down into the Midwest and the Southeast. We'll call CQ a few more times, see if we get any more bites. I might, maybe I will. I was gonna say I might change bands, but I might just leave it on 20 and call a couple more times, then wrap it up, because I am frozen. Oop. I heard a 9. He's way down on the noise. Slow that key speed down because he came back pretty slow. I can't hear him. There's some... All right, hold on. What was that, KD9? He came in strong, but now he's gone. Somebody way down in the noise there. I can hear him. I don't know where he went. He came in pretty strong there for a second. There's somebody sending directly under me. That happened on 57 also. There's like a rag chew going on. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. It's way low. There is definitely a rag chew going on. All right, so let's do this. I'm actually gonna, let me QSY to 15. Let's just see what 15's like. All right, so let me kill this, and I'm gonna kill the camera for a minute, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tune this antenna up on 15. And just for giggles, let's see what we got on 15. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I'm back. I'm tuned up on 15. That didn't take too long. This antenna is fairly easy to tune. It's just a 17-foot whip, and you just collapse sections until you get the SWR where you want it. And I mean, it took me about, I don't know, 30 seconds to get it from 20 meters to 15 meters. So let's go ahead and call CQ on 15 meters and just see what we get. I have no idea what kind of shape 15 meters is in. We will find out. Wish I could see my screen better. The sun is glaring. And it is currently 12, so that'd be 1600. All right, so turn that side tone up a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and call CQ and see what happens. My SOTA's a little ugly. I hit the RBN. What's it look like? One single solitary spot in Portland, Oregon. Well, we'll see what happens. If we don't get any takers on 15, we don't get any takers on 15, and we'll button it up. I mean, we've already had a successful activation. I've got plenty of contacts. I'd kind of like some DX, but it's not looking like propagation is going to cooperate today. I'm getting west, no problem, but I'm not getting east at all, which is unusual. I normally get a lot of Europe. Spain, a lot of Spain, France, Great Britain. Not today. Okay, I've been spotted both on POTA and SOTA. Let's crank the power up. It won't make much of a difference. I mean, the difference between 5 watts and 10 watts is nothing, but summit to summit. Oh, I had a summit to summit in there. He's pretty weak. Got digital. Mm-hmm. Sweet, got a summit to summit. Whoa. Whoever that is way down on the noise. It's an F5. Yep. 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 Okay. France. Three 339. He's way down there. Got another summit to summit. Yep. Yep. 7 SKH. Maybe W7 something. Yep. Same summit. Hold on here to 4. What? EA2. DT, gotcha. He's a bug, sounds like. Heard a KIG. Yep. P. KIP. He's fading. Texas. Man, the speaker in this thing sounded kind of tinny and gross. That's one of the things I don't like about this radio is the speaker. Internal speaker's not amazing. I should have brought an external speaker. Well, we got France and Spain so far. Phone is going crazy here. Oh, it's just RBN spots. We'll call CQ 1 or 2 more times. And if we don't get anybody, I think we'll wrap this one up. My hands are frozen. The sun is actually out now, so it's not horrendous, but my fingers are cold. And this... Whoa. What? Got it. Germany. All right, I hit a Q. What? He's fading pretty bad. Gotcha. I think I got that right. Oh my good Lord. I got multiple people calling me at once. What? Yep. Oh. This is so, I think I heard a summit. Oh, whoever this is needs to stop. I asked for a summit. I know I heard a summit in there. Oh, he's way down there. I can't copy that. Oh, he's way down there. Gotcha. Okay, just chill out. Whoever that is. Oh my God. People are sending over each other. This is insane. I can't hear anything. I've got multiple people sending over each other. This is unruly and ridiculous. People, I'm not going to answer you when you do this. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to. I'm just going to let this go for a minute and they can blast themselves out. I'm not going to fight them. It's not worth my effort to even attempt. Oh my God. Oh, somebody's tuning up right on top of them. Okay, chill. So what you're hearing now are two 0Z calls coming back to me at the same time. They didn't realize that they were both trying to work me, and it kind of turned into a disaster because I can't hear over each of the hunters. So I've got two hunters, both with similar call signs, hunting me at the same time. They think I'm calling them both. It's Don and Dan. Oddly enough, their names are similar too. And they're in each other's skip zone, so they can't hear me, but I can hear both of them. So it made it really hard for me to pull anything out. I got both of them in the log. Guys, you're both good. But like I said, it makes it really tough when you got two stations who can't hear each other calling you at the same time, because they had no idea they were stepping on top of each other. So with that being said, let's get back to the video. Oh my Lord. Yep. What? Yep. Yep. EA2. LU. He's booing. Woo! All right, I've got a lull. This has been a little crazy and I've got some unruly callers, so I'm gonna call it QRT. All right, whew, that got unruly at the end. For some reason, people were calling over each other like it was their job. I lost the end of my, oh, there it is. Lost the end of my pencil. So that got a little unruly there at the end. I apologize if that was a little disjointed. My copying was rough. Some of those signals were super, super weak, and I was having a really hard time copying some of them, and I had a lot of people sending on top of each other. We got quite a few in the log, and when I switched to 15, I started getting DX. We got France, 2 Spains, a Germany, HB. I'm gonna have to see what that is. But these verticals do a really good job with DX. This thing works remarkably well for what it is. It hears pretty good. The signal gets out pretty good. It's not super heavy. I mean, they're not very big. So all in all, I really have no complaints. Now, I apologize if this video ran a little long. I didn't intend for it to run as long as it did, but I wanted to switch bands and see if I could get some DX. And like you saw, lo and behold, we did. Once we got on 15 meters, it started to get across the pond. So at any rate, I really appreciate you watching this today. I apologize, it was a little disjointed and a little weird, but like I said, I had a lot of really unruly callers, and some of those were way down in the weeds. So with that being said, I really do appreciate everybody watching. I'll come out and do as many of these as I can while the weather holds, and then I'll try to do some even in the snow and stuff, but they'll be fewer and further between, as I've said in other videos, just because it'll be miserable. I mean, I'm frozen already and it's only like 42. So at any rate, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until the next one, 7-3.